Good evening, everyone. Welcome to California Today. I'm David Zhang. Here is a look at some of today's top stories. California officials discovered an illegal lab with at least 20 potentially infectious agents. They also found nearly 1,000 mice that were engineered to carry COVID-19. State lawmakers have received a bill that would have strengthened the penalties for child sex traffickers. An activist to share why he thinks some lawmakers initially voted down the bill. Social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, continues to move forward with rebranding. Some industry experts weigh in on potential obstacles. Authorities discovered an illegal lab in California's Central Valley with alleged ties to a Chinese company. It housed infectious diseases and nearly 1,000 mice that were genetically engineered to catch and carry the COVID-19 virus.
Officials in the small city of Reedley, about half an hour from Fresno, found an illegal lab in what was supposed to be an empty building. According to the court document filed on June 15th by Fresno County, the property on 850 I Street is run by Prestige Biotech, a Nevada corporation, and Universal Meditech, a California company. The lab is unlicensed and unregulated. It did not properly store biological material, medical waste, and infectious agents. The way they were disposed of also violated state law. They found nearly 1,000 mice. Most were euthanized and the rest were already found dead. The mice were raised in overcrowded cages with a lack of food and water. A person associated with Prestige Biotech informed the investigators that these mice were genetically engineered to catch and carry the COVID-19 virus. They inspected 30 of the 32 freezers found, 2 of which were set to ultra-low temperatures of minus 80 degrees Celsius, which they deemed suspicious of infectious agents stored on site. Many of the containers were unlabeled and appear to contain blood, serum, or other bodily fluids. Between May 2nd through May 4th, CDC agents found E. coli, Streptococcus pneumonia, hepatitis B and C, herpes 1 and 5, and rubella. In a declaration, Assistant Director of Fresno County Public Health, Humero Prado, said city staff communicated via email with Xu Qinyao, supposedly the president of Prestige Biotech, back in March. City staff requested Ms. Yao provide any licenses or certifications permitting the experimentation on and breeding of these mice. Ms. Yao and Prestige Biotech failed to provide any certifications or licenses from any state or federal agency for storage and experimentation on mice and other laboratory activities at the property. Prado declared that within 7 days, Prestige Biotech must provide all names, titles, and contact information of everyone conducting the business in California. They also must, quote, produce a biological abatement and disposal plan for the transport of properly labeled and identified biological specimens consistent with federal, state, and local regulations. A reporter with the Epoch Times visited the site. Residents told him the business has not been in operation for at least 5 months, but noticed that someone is living in the building. They found individual phone numbers and addresses in China, but did not confirm that they have connections to business in California. The FBI, CDC, and California public health agencies are investigating this unprecedented event.
The Sound of Freedom movie continues its run at the box office. The anti-child trafficking movie is getting more theater screenings and beating several big-budget summer blockbusters. The latest numbers say the movie has grown to playing on over 4,000 screens, and that earnings surpass $140 million. That's since the movie's release over 4th of July weekend. It's based on the true story of a former government agent and focuses on the exploitation of children by sex traffickers. With a budget of $14.6 million, Sound of Freedom has become a massively profitable movie for Angel Studios. It will start international screenings in August. Viewers have found the film's depiction of child trafficking eye-opening. A new interview on a California child trafficking bill. The activist explains why he thinks a state assembly committee killed the bill. It was designed to strengthen the penalties for child sex traffickers.
This bill is about protecting children. That's all this bill was about. And some people made it about political arguments and culture wars.
Shane Harris is a child safety advocate and the founder of San Diego-based People's Association of Justice. He recently sat down with the Epoch Times for an episode of California Insider. They discussed California's Senate Bill 14, which was introduced by Republican State Senator Shannon Grove. The bill was designed to strengthen penalties for repeat offenders related to child sex trafficking. The bill easily passed in the state Senate, but was later killed by the Assembly's Public Safety Committee in July.
I've been a Democrat since I was 18, but I said, look, this is shameful. My party should be standing with the kids. My party should be standing with the majority of people who believe that this is a serious felony.
Harris said the unintended consequences of partisan politics are to blame, that the bill failed to pass the committee.
Their intention was to try to curb Shannon Grove's bill because she's a Republican. And the unintended consequences from that is that you end up protecting this guy who is the criminal, who is hurting more children because you're playing partisanship on an issue that is not partisan and not political.
After the Assembly killed the bill, constituents expressed outrage and disbelief. Many voiced their displeasure on social media and with messages and phone calls to their representatives. On July 12th, Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom weighed in on the matter, publicly calling for the bill to be revived. At a second hearing that later followed, almost all Democratic members switched their vote to aye. This allowed the bill to pass onto the Assembly's Appropriations Committee for review.
It shows the power of the people, and it shows the power of bipartisanship. When we put partisanship aside and say what is logical, what is reasonable, what is rational, not what do you like Trump or do you hate Trump? Are you for this or are you for that?
Critics of the bill suggest that lengthy jail sentences are ineffective, and that victims could be caught up in the enhanced penalties because many are forced to participate in illegal trafficking activities by their perpetrators. But others say the bill is narrow enough to target only those that are repeatedly caught trafficking children.
We're talking about repeat offenders who continue to traffic and sell our children, and we have to send a message to them that our children are not for sale. If you sell our children, you will pay the highest criminal penalties of our state.
Harris says he remains dedicated to protecting children and supporting the bill as it winds its way through the legislature.
Elon Musk took another big step over the weekend, completely replacing Twitter's Bluebird with the letter X, moving onward toward his stated goal of creating an everything app. What major obstacles is X facing along the way? NTD's Colin Fredrickson has more.
The Twitter bird is now completely gone, replaced with X, one of the letters of the alphabet. What challenges does Elon Musk face as he tries to transform X into a successful everything app?
Brands take a very long time to build up, to build trust. It's also to the point that to tweet has become a verb.
Business professor Nicholas Creel says the sudden rebranding doesn't make a lot of sense. While the blue Twitter bird is known throughout the world, the X is something completely new. But it's not new to Musk. One of his first companies was called X.com, which was later renamed PayPal. Musk wanted to change the name back to X, but the board opposed it because the letter X is
mostly associated with pornography. And so a lot of people see that, and it kind of sends up a red flag, particularly in a large segment of the population.
Creel says many users and advertisers may be unwilling to associate with a product called X.
Elon Musk loves X. He's named his kid X when multiple companies have used X as part of it. There's a Tesla X model.
Social media professor Andrew Selepak says the rebranding shows people the app isn't just about microblogging. The name Twitter, the Bluebird, and the term tweet have been strongly associated with just sending out short text posts.
X has a small user base compared to Instagram, compared to Facebook or YouTube or TikTok. So what I think Elon Musk is trying to do is seeing what other spaces can he enter the app into to get more people to use it.
One key additional feature is the ability to make payments. This could have a significant impact on the money transfer space.
Twitter has 450 million active users. So I think very quickly, if you were to offer payments, one, it can be a huge revenue driver.
Joe Cambarato is the CEO of fintech firm National Business Capital and has experience with payment apps. He says adding a money transfer feature is a big opportunity for X. Twitter's massive worldwide user base means many would have immediate access to the app, and they wouldn't have to go through a bank to send money internationally. This feature could also leverage the social aspect of X, making transferring money more of a social experience. Colin Fredrickson, NTD News.
In the Central Valley, authorities have found dozens of people who were working and living in terrible conditions at a large illegal marijuana processing plant. They suspect it's a drug and human trafficking operation.
Dozens of people who apparently were smuggled into the U.S. were found working and living in, quote, horrible conditions at an illegal marijuana plant in the Central Valley. Deputies served a search warrant Wednesday afternoon at a site on unincorporated land near the city of Merced and discovered the operation. Images posted online by the Merced County Sheriff's Office showed trays, bags, and boxes stuffed with what looked to be marijuana in a run-down interior space.
We literally have thousands of pounds of finished product marijuana from an illegal grow and illegal source.
Deputies found 60 people working there, including men and women who were offered various unspecified resources. They also found a juvenile who was seen by child welfare authorities and released to a parent.
The tragedy on this, besides the illegal growing of it and processing, is the fact that there are 60 people here that have been promised jobs, brought across the border on the promise of making money each day. These folks are indentured, they owe money, and yet here we are at an illegal processing center and they're scared to death.
According to the sheriff's office, they were forced to process marijuana while staying in horrible living conditions to pay back the individuals that brought them across the border. Authorities didn't disclose their countries of origin. They suspect this is a drug and human trafficking operation. 3 goats and 2 dogs were also rescued. No arrests were made, but investigators were working to find those responsible.
We will now take a short break, everyone, but here's what we have for you when we come right back. California's exodus has also led to a decrease in tax revenue. New data from the Census Bureau shows a continuous decline in the population. Taylor Swift performed 2 concerts in Santa Clara this weekend. We'll hear more from her fans and their reactions. These stories and more coming up on California Today. Welcome back to California Today, everybody. I'm your host, David Zhang. The California exodus has led to a massive decrease in tax revenue, impacting the Golden State's financial stability. NTD's Christina Corona has more.
According to new government projections, California is expected to have roughly the same population in 2060 as it does now, and it will have fewer people than it had just 3 years ago. The California Department of Finance estimates that the state's population in 2060 will be around 39.51 million, slightly lower than the 39.52 million residents recorded in 2020. This indicates a significant decrease from earlier reports, which had anticipated a population boom with previous projections exceeding 50 million people. Recent data from the U.S. Census Bureau shows that California has experienced a decline in population for the 3rd consecutive year. Many of those leaving the state are among its wealthiest residents, contributing to a loss of tax income. A study of IRS migration data revealed that California lost over $340 million in 2021 IRS tax revenue due to resident migration. The high personal income tax rates and the state's high cost of living are likely contributing factors to pushing high-wealth individuals to leave the state. E.J. Antoni, a research fellow for regional economics in the Center for Data Analysis at the Heritage Foundation, says that people leaving this fast is a, quote, alarming rate.
You're looking at the highest income taxes, the highest sales taxes in the country in California. On top of that, you have a slew of bad regulatory policies that make it impossible for many small businesses to operate. And instead of being faced with these tough living conditions, despite the beautiful weather that the Golden State has, many people are picking up and leaving.
Antoni cited several issues which he says are the cause of the exodus. Those include leadership, public policies, an increase in taxes, and high gas prices.
You find Californians leaving not only for Texas, but also for Nevada, for Washington, for Oregon, and other states that are not known at all for being conservative. But what do all these states have in common? Low taxes, less regulation, lower cost of living. And so people are leaving the policies and their bad effects.
On the other hand, states like Florida, Texas, and Arizona are benefiting the most from this population shift, experiencing significant increase in tax revenue from incoming residents. However, California, New York, and Illinois are among the states losing the most IRS tax income due to outbound migration. California Governor Gavin Newsom defended his state and expressed hopefulness despite a declining population. In an interview with Fox News, he said, quote, "I love this state. Don't count us out." He added that per capita, more Floridians move to California than California is moving to Florida. However, based on a census data from 2021, Florida and Texas experienced the most significant rush of new residents migrating to their states, while California witnessed the opposite with twice as many people leaving compared to those who moved in. Christina Corona, NTD News, California.
Taylor Swift's concert in the Bay Area broke the curfew and amassed tens of thousands of enchanted Swifties. The pop star singer has more #1 albums than any woman in history. NTD's David Lamb reports.
For Taylor Swift's two-day concert in Santa Clara, also known as Santa Clara, bejeweled fans were waiting to hear their favorites.
I love Reputation, so looking forward to it.
The Way I Loved You, probably ready for it.
According to SF Gate, Taylor Swift's concert drew in a crowd of over 70,000 people at the Levi's Stadium. Local police told NTD if we're including folks around the stadium, they were expecting upwards of 80 to 100,000 people. The Eras Tour concert broke the stadium's 11 p.m. curfew and ended around 11:40 p.m. Taylor Swift is known to perform dozens of live songs on stage.
What do you think about her performance and her energy on stage?
Incredible.
She's an amazing performer.
She's really incredible.
I'm obsessed with her. Yeah. Big Swifties.
Yeah. It's my childhood.
She is our generation for our
every
souls.
time we're like sad
She's
or like
so
getting
relatable.
ready, we like blast her music. So
She's the reason like we all became friends in college too, to be honest.
We first started listening to her in like first grade when You Belong With Me came out. Yeah. So like that was like a big thing.
What did you want to say to Taylor Swift when you get to see her up close?
Taylor Swift, I love you. You are like my whole world.
Yeah, I love you so much.
It's a love story, as many folks came from not only California, but even out of state.
Where are you ladies coming from?
We are from Concord, and this is my cousin, and she flew in from
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you excited to see Taylor Swift?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is my girl. This is my girl.
Yes, I am over the moon. I have actually been a huge fan of hers since she came out, and this is my first concert I'm ever going to get to go to of hers, so I am over the moon.
So excited. She flew from Michigan.
I'm from Michigan.
It's crazy. I feel really lucky to have tickets.
Right now I'm dressed up as a Lover era, so I'm very excited for the songs in the Lover album as well.
Did you get dragged here, or you're also a big Swiftie?
I kind of got, I bought the tickets, but I'm a medium Swiftie. Not too bad, not too bad. But I do like her music a lot.
Do we have friendship bracelets? We're ready to go.
Did you make them, or?
Yeah, we started trading. A couple of them are from people on the train.
We're dressed as Zombie Taylor.
Look What You Made Me Do. And then I'm Reputation Taylor, but when she had like bleach hair.
I would say I appreciate how her music has grown with her, and it feels like we've also grown up with Taylor.
During and after the performance, some users expressed shock on social media as Swift performed several surprise songs that weren't performed in some other cities during her Eras tour. Economists predict the tour to bring in $4.6 billion for the U.S. In Santa Clara, California, David Lamb, NTD News.
Over the weekend, a delegation from NTD Television participated in the 39th Taiwanese and Chinese American Athletic Tournament in the San Francisco Bay Area. Let's check in again with NTD's David Lamb for more.
Teamwork and health were the themes for an Asian American athletic competition held in Cupertino this past Sunday. Daisy Wang, a participant, said it was for the youth and community. The contest included competition on the track as well as a tug of war.
For the women's team, we did really well. We actually won the gold. I think everybody just tried the best and then did their best. But for the men's competition, we didn't. We kind of faced a very strong team. They are really young and really buff. So yeah, that was really difficult. But we did our best.
Over 100 groups, including NTD, attended at the Cupertino High School, representing the Asian American community through their presence or performances.
I think these events helps our mental health. Get us out there to not just exercise, but just feel like I'm part of something bigger than we are, right? Part of the community.
American President John Kennedy once said, physical fitness is not only one of the most important keys to health, it is also a basis of dynamic and creative intellectual activities.
The speaker shared about the fairness of competition, teamwork, and importance of physical health in today's world.
I think holding this event is great. I mean, not just for the individual, but for community. And then when they participate, they make connections and make friendships, and this really helped them a lot. Yeah.
Maybe my wife. She's like the sports, girl in the family. I'm just, a spectator.
For the Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce group, this was a great time to bond for their team of volunteers.
We're here for the organization connecting people like in the Bay Area and also in North America, all the Taiwanese American business owners and professionals. And over here we are, as a team, we are competing and we learn how to work with each other better besides what we do normally with our jobs. So this is a great event for all of us to come out, and especially with the junior chapter here, we just all connect together as one big family.
One of the points of the competition is to build teamwork, character development, and just get the community all involved together. Now next year, they're hoping to have an even bigger one because it's the 40th anniversary. Congratulations to all the participants. In Cupertino, California, David Lamb, NTD News.
All right, everyone, that's all we've got for you tonight. We would like you to join us again on California Today every weekday at 8 p.m. Make sure to check out our broadcasts at ntd.com/California-today. You will find all of our top latest clips there, ready to share with friends and family. Send us a message on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Gunjin World, or through our email, california.today@ntd.com. If you'd like to share a news tip or let us know how we're doing, we'd love to hear from you. I'm David Zhang. Have a wonderful evening.